Hello everybody, welcome to Studios. My name is Magnus, and in this video, I'm showing you guys my top 10 favorite Ninjago Mech sets. So basically, I'm gonna go over the 10 Ninjago Mech sets that I think are my favorite. And now before I begin, I really quickly want to say that this list only contains mechs that I have in my personal collection. So without too much more talking, let's get into this. So at number 10, we have set number 71808, Kai's Elemental Fire Mech from Dragon's Rising Season 2. So this is one of the Elemental Mech sets, and I think this is my favorite because, well, Kai is my favorite ninja. Don't know if I've said that, but I do love the design of his mech. I love the fiery bits coming out of the mech. I love the sword they has as well, and I love how the mech even has some like knee pads as well. But the reason why I love this a little bit more is because this also includes a Wolf Clan mech, and now the mech itself is a bit strange with how the legs and arms are built, but I do like how it has a tail at the back too. So because this set basically has two mechs, I think this set is definitely a clear winner. At number 9 we have set number 70737, the Titan Mech Battle from Season 5 Possession. So this is actually the first Ninjago Mech set that I ever got, and I do still think it's a very cool looking set. So as for Zane's mech, well, it is smaller than some of the other Titan mechs we've gotten in recent years, but I do love the design of this one. I especially love the the spinners on the side, and I do love the weapons sticking out of the side of the arms. But as for the Mechenstein mech, basically this is the Samurai X mech but possessed. So if you look at it, you may notice that it is very similar to that mech. But I do think that the overall design is very cool. I love how they use some character and creature building system pieces to basically extend the arms, just like the Samurai X mech. I love how they're in transparent fluorescent green. Think those bones look very good in that color. And now you also get some parts of the Samurai X cave as well. And I do love the little harpoon shooter that you get as well. So this is definitely a very fun Ninjago playset because you basically get two mechs that you can do battle with. At number 8 we have set number 71765, the Ninja Ultra Combo Mech. So when this set was announced, I was really excited about it because it was a mech that was basically made up of different vehicles. So basically, how this mech works is you get a Kai mech, and you get a J jet, and you get two vehicles for Zane and Cole. And basically, how the mech is built is the Kai mech becomes the torso, then the Zane tank becomes the legs. Cole's Earth vehicle becomes the arms, though technically the mech has 4 arms because Kai's mech also has arms. And then Jay's jet basically act as shoulder pads as well as the head of the mech. And altogether, I do think the actual mech looks very decent, and I do think the color blocking is very good. So I do actually have a bit of a problem, which is for some reason the arms won't stand up. It's probably just due to the fact that they're on ratchet joints, so that's a bit of a bummer. And now also the vehicles themselves don't really look that good split apart. I think it's just better if you just combine them into a mech. But as it stands, I do think the mech is very cool. And you also get a small little walker mech as well. I think that kind of looks interesting. At number 7 we have set number 71843, Rogue's Mech Dragon Rider. So of all of the mech riders that we have gotten recently, I think this is the best one. Mainly because I think the mech and the dragon do look good together and split apart. So as for the dragon, well, this is a mechanical dragon, so I guess this is a twofer. And I do love the mechanical details that it has. Though the legs are a bit fixed, unfortunately. But I do love how the dragon has some claws wings, like that quite a lot. And as for Rogue's mech, I love how it's basically like a bigger version of the Rogue minifigure. And I do love the claws piece that goes around one arm. And I love how it has sandals. like that quite a lot. And when you put them together, you get a very cool mech rider. So as you guys can see, I definitely do love Woke's Mech Dragon Rider, so I think I might like Woke's Mech a little bit better than the Dragon. Though maybe that's just me. At number 6, we have set number 9448, the Samurai Mech from Season 1 Rise of the Snakes. So this right here is the second Ninjago Mech, but it is the first Ninja Mech from Ninjago, and I do think that this thing does still look very good today. So I do love the designs of the legs, and I love how there are some wheels at the side, and I do love the hands and the giant sword that it has. I even love the shoulder pad pieces as well, and the actual samurai helmet looks very decent, and you even get a cannon at the side, and there's a cool jetpack at the back too, and I even get a catapult for the serpentine, like that quite a lot. So even though this mech is a bit old, I do still think that the Samurai X mech is a very classic Ninjago mech. At number 5, we have the number 71812 Kai's Climber mech, also from Dragon's Rising Season 2. So this mech is kind of unique because, well, it is supposed to be a mech for climbing. And now this mech does have a extendable grappling hook, or a climber hook rather. So you can basically hang this if you wanted to. And now you also get some very cool swords as well. And I do love how the swords use regular katanas as well. But now as for the legs, they actually decided to use piston pieces, sort of like older style Bionicle Titans, as angles. And you actually think that works very well. And now this mech was actually supposed to be a wildfire mech, but they decided to make it a Kai mech just so that way it would sell better. But you can do a wildfire in the mech if you wanted to, but I do still think that as a Kai mech, this mech is very awesome. At number 4, we have the number 71728 Zane's Titan Mech Battle. So this is the legacy version of Zane's Titan Mech, but I do think this is a lot better than the original one. It almost doesn't even look like it, but I still do think it looks very awesome. I love the saw blade that it has on one arm, and I do love how the head is built. I do love how there are movable shoulder armor pieces, kind of, I guess is what you would call those. Not really sure what you call those. But this mech does also have knees, so here's the thing. When I move the knees on my copy, it makes a very big squeaking noise. So that's a bit of a bummer, I guess. But knees aside, I still do think this mech is definitely very awesome. At number 3, we have the number 71845 Lloyd's Jet Mech from Dragon's Rising Season 3. So this is called Lloyd's Jet Mech because this is actually a transformer. So basically what you do is you take the mech and then you can basically turn it into a jet. And now here's the thing, I do think the model looks good in both mech form and in jet form. But as for a mech form, I do actually love how the cockpit sticks out a bit. And I do actually think that the wings at back do look very good on the mech. And I do also love the swords that I have. And now those are the only parts you will move when transforming this mech. But as for a jet form, I do think it looks very sleek and decent. I don't mind the legs sticking out the back. I just think though that looks kind of alright. And now you also get a skeleton dragon, which can be combined with Thunderfang, and a spear for Sora. So you can actually have a lot of fun with this set, which is very appreciated. At number 2, we have the number 71834 Zane's Ultra Combiner Mech, also from Dragon's Rising Season 3. So this is the second time Ninjago made a combiner mech, but I do think they made this one a lot better. So the mech itself consists of a offroader for Pixel, a jet for Sora, Zane's giant form, and Ryu. And I do think all builds look very good separated. Though I do think the jet does look a bit strange, honestly. But that's probably just me. But now how you combine these is the Pixel software becomes the legs, Zora's jet becomes the hands or arms, Zane basically becomes the body, and then Ryu just attaches to the back. Though you can choose to leave them out if you want to. But I do think the actual mech looks very awesome. I do think the colors actually work pretty decently on this one. I do love Ryu's huge wings, making it actually look very good. So overall, I do think this is a huge step up from the original Combiner mech that Ninjago did. But here's the thing, this is number 2, so what is my favorite Ninjago mech ever? Well, my favorite Ninjago mech ever has to be the number 71821 Cole's Titan Dragon mech from Dragon's Rising Season 2. So this right here is definitely a very awesome looking mech. Basically, the mech has a lot of articulation. First of all, there are 2 pistons on each leg. That's actually very interesting. And I do love how the knees work, where basically there are some pieces that kind of slide up and down, like that quite a lot. And I do love how the arms basically use ratchet joints, like that quite a lot. And you even get wings at back that can also be moved. And now, it is kind of hard to pose this thing, but you can get this in some very cool poses if you wanted to. And I do love the sword that it has too, basically using a piece from the Royal Ornithopter set. I think that actually looks very good as a sword. So because of the fact that this mech is very awesome looking and very poseable, I do think that Cole's Titan Dragon mech has to be my favorite Ninjago mech that I own. So anyways, that was it for this video. Those were my 10 favorite Ninjago mechs. And let me know down in the comments below what your 10 favorite Ninjago mechs is. Or you can just tell me your favorite down in the comments below. But anyways, that's it for this video. If you like this video, make sure to leave a like. And make sure to subscribe to this YouTube and hit that bell notification button so you can know when I upload a new video. So do now, and I'll see you next time. Bye.